Test words. Is that up and running? I hope so. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a slightly different flavour of stream. It's been a good while since I did a Football Manager stream, and I've been looking forward to doing one for quite some time. And then the next Football Manager was announced relatively recently, so I thought, you know what? Let's give it a shot and have a little bit of fun on a game that I like, and no one can stop me. So there. What we're going to do is, because I have been smart about this and I've planned things, is I'm going to do a save that I have actively prepared in advance. And this is weird for me, right? I don't do preparation for things. Hang on. That's heavy. There we go. Doing a little bit of sim racing between bits and bobs. But I'm going to do a save that I have actively prepared in advance, specifically for this purpose. And it is set to start on the 30th of August. And we have until the end of the window to turn things around. And when I say that I have prepared this save, I have prepared this save. We are going to talk about this. But I need your ideas for various transfers and bits and bobs. But before we do, I'm going to set out an idea of where we're at the minute. Hello, by the way, guys. An idea of just how much I've set up this save to be difficult. It's the start of the season, and Leeds United are currently sat in 20th place in the table. I'm going to need to knack around with some settings, aren't I? But we played 3. We lost them all. The goal difference is -10. I've tried to make this as difficult as I can, and then we'll see if we're able to pull it back, I suppose. Right, would it count as interface? Because I want to make this reasonably well scaled so it doesn't look horrible. Is it going to be general? It is. Right, we're going to zoom in even more. And is there a way that I can make the text bigger as well? Because being in 4K makes this incredibly tricky. So that's going to reload very, very quickly. Is that more visible, guys? Is that better? I hope so. Because if not, we're in trouble because I can't fix it any further than that. But Leeds United currently bottom, firmly. I have played a couple of matches. We have lost on purpose, just to sort of see what's been going on. And the matches so far we have lost are Spurs, we lost 2-0. That one I didn't play because I could only run it up until immediately after the Scum match, which we lost 4-0. Then Everton, which we lost 4-0. And we lost in the Carabao Cup second round to Wolves, which wasn't great. That one I tried a little bit on, and it didn't quite work out for us. But this is the situation that we're in. And now we have to see, can Leeds United fans do deadline day better than Leeds United the football club? This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Because this is where I'm asking you guys to make a difference. To make the decisions. Because I've done a little bit of a shortlist. If I can hop over to it. Scouting, there we go, shortlist, there we go. Of players that can fit in the 10, that can be a striker, that can play on the wing. Sure, we can do that. For some reason, we've got a loaded transfer budget, so we can go absolutely nuts and we can pretend that, in fact, it's not going to be Leeds United's issue when it comes to PSR. But I'm going to leave it to you guys as to what we do. As to who we sign, as to when we sign them. But just keep in mind, we've got the 31st of August, we've got the 1st of August, and then the window is done. So if we want a 10, we've got to buy a 10 now. If we want a striker, we've got to buy a striker now. It's all on you, folks. So I'm very, very curious where we're leaning. So, ultimately, where do we start? Who do we get in first? Because I've got the most up-to-date database that I can, that has all of the transfers up to deadline day, which should be all well and good, but I've put all the typical favourites on the list. McAtee, in theory, we could sign on loan. I don't see how likely that is. Arda Güler is apparently looking for a loan, which could be quite fun. Nelson Viper, I'll be honest, I want Spurtjam. I am completely biased in this. I just like the guy. I think he could be absolutely spectacular if we were to sign him. but we'll have to see how it goes. I have put in a bid for David Martinez here because he was free and he's a very good free agent. But I'm seeing where the vibes are, and we're going to start with a simple poll of: do we sign Spurgeon? And I've just realised I've typed that like a moron. Simple yes, simple no. Up to you guys. Because I'm leaning very yes, because I like the dude. I think the dude is a good dude. And I think we get him out of Russia as soon as possible on a nice little extradition kind of vibe. That could be quite good. We could phrase it as we're saving him from Russia. I don't know. But I'm leaving it in the hands of democracy, at least for a couple of minutes, until you guys screw it, in which case we immediately take it out of the hands of democracy, because that's where it gets a bit bad. This is why the 49ers shouldn't have been like, yeah, there's contingencies in case there's problems. Because now, I am the contingency. There were problems for the first 4 games of this season in-game, and I have decided I am the one to fix it. I'm going to end the poll on the 4 votes, because yes, we're going to sign Edward Spurgeon. For 12.5 million. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. I think we got to go for it. I'll be honest, this entire thing is just a case of I wanted to do an FM thing. So, minimum fee release clause of 12.75 million. Absolutely yes, please. Let's make that offer. Yes to come. But I'll then follow up with a couple more polls of: do we do a striker 2? And then just let me know what people's thoughts are. And you can just shout names as well, if there's anyone that comes to mind. But this is going to be a nice, chill, vibey stream that's going to be quite good. Spurgeon wants somewhere from £50,000 to £62,000 a week, which sounds like quite a lot of money, I've got to be honest with you. But I know that it's money that we've got, so I'm down for it, to be honest. 50... 1 season extension, 3-year contract. Yeah, that works. I've got to be honest, that works. Let's do it. Do we want to send him back to Krasnodar until the end of the season? No, we don't. Let's have him back in, please. And I also did an interviewee thing with some folk in-game, just to be like, yeah, we're looking to get stuff done by the end of the window. So if we don't do anything, that's entirely on you guys, and it will ruin my reputation in the game. So that would be bad. Let's not do it. But we got Bournemouth next. Bournemouth are currently sat 4th in the Premier League. The chat seems a bit split on the striker. 57% yes, 43% no. Do we know specifically who the striker that we want is? And I'm also going to do the poll of, do we want Harry Wilson? Or I'll rephrase it with, do we want a right winger? Yes or no? Because that's the interesting one, I think. Because we are rumoured to be linked with Wilson. But Wilson would be £29.5 million, which is quite a lot. Also, a bid came in for Meslier in the game, which obviously we were like, absolutely, yes, please. So we got quite a significant sum of cash for him. I can't quite remember what it was, but we got a decent bit. Sign Jonathan David. Can we do Jonathan David? I don't think Jonathan David would want to come. No, is it Juve? That one ain't going to happen, George. I like the idea. I like the chutzpah. I like the moxie. But I don't see that one happening. Jonathan David is a very, very good player, though. I wouldn't mind him coming in. It's just an issue of it wouldn't really be that feasible. But we need a right winger. Rafinha to City for 99 million would be fucking madness. I'm not going to complain if that happens, but that'd be insanity. Suggested are Jacob Murphy, no thank you, and Michael Antonio. I think if we end up going to the Antonio hole, we've made too many mistakes already, which would be bad. Let's see what the loan list has. And get an idea from that sort of direction. Didn't mean to misclick then. Well done. Players in range. On the loan list. Mudrik's on the loan list, as is Madueke, McAtee, Joan Garcia, who's a pretty good goalkeeper, but we don't really need one. Pedro Neto, that one's tempting. Thiago Almada, but he's a left winger. Cherky, apparently, is on the loan list from City. So I'm going to have to rephrase it from do we want a right winger to do we want a permanent signing or do we want a loan? I'm going to leave that one up to you guys as well. So I'm not going to spam the polls because the polls, I've just realised, are spamming the chat underneath me. So I'm going to leave it up to you fine folks of do we do a permanent or do we do a loan? And we'll say can't really do Bargy. I took a look at Bargy. If I can find him. But being at Barca makes it quite difficult. Wouldn't be interested in coming to Leeds, but would be interested in a loan. Barcelona want 3k to sign him permanently, which is madness. Why do they want that? It's insane. Madueke loan. I think Madueke on loan would make sense. I'll do a shortlist. I'll do a shortlist and see who we want to get on loan. But we also want to make it a little bit realistic. We want to kind of suit the vibes of what the real world is looking like. So I'll take a look at just the right wing and people that are loan listed. And it's not a bad list. Madueke, Pedro Neto, Cherky is wanted by a couple of clubs because obviously he is. Conceição, Bino Gittins. Why have they got so many wingers, Chelsea? This is the thing that I don't understand, right? Chelsea's obsession with signing players for the wing is a headache. It's the worst, and I will never understand it. But they just seem intent on doing it. It's insanity. But we'll have a look at Neto as well, who seems to prefer the left, maybe? Preferred foot is left, but for me that says cutting in off the right onto his left. Have I phrased that in a way that makes sense? I don't know, but I'm going to roll with it. So he's going to go in the shortlist as well. Who else is shortlistable, do we think? Players that would actually have an interest in a move on loan. Okay, apparently they wouldn't be interested in moving on loan, which I would call a bit of a... Well, they've got a little bit of interest. How about slightly interested? Madueke is the most likely then. Okay. How about if we take the loan list out of it? Oscar Bob becomes interested. Or Adegulaire. Sign Pedro the striker. Which Pedro? There's lots of players called Pedro that are strikers. You mean João Pedro? Because that one doesn't really feel doable. Could do Pedri. No, we couldn't do Pedri. Imagine that. Yeah, it's looking like Madueke. I'm tempted by Goulart. I can't lie. The idea of Goulart is an intriguing one. Not Ryan Kent, Sean. Right, compare with... that's Madueke. I don't... No, none of those. Where's Adegulaire? There. Right. Okay, can I compare you with Madueke? Right, in terms of technicals, Goulairt's better. In terms of mental, Goulairt's better. Defending, he's better. Vision, he's better. He's slower, less physical. His attacking stats are less good. And aerially, he's not quite as good. I think he's that 10. Oscar Bob would be the most realistic option if you're going down that route. Oh, you guys aren't meant to persuade me into going realistic. Well, I mean, you can. It's fair enough, but I don't hate Oscar Bob. Quite like it. I'll compare you with Goulart because you do very similar things, and Goulart's just so much better. Goulart is a hell of a lot better. Gonna go with the recruitment. The player has to be 6 foot and 26. No, we're not going 6 foot and 26. We're going what we need at the minute. We're going with what the fans think and what the fans want and what the fans believe Leeds United should do. But we need a right winger. That isn't the question. The question is which. I think Golair also does really well because he's also the 10, where Madueke just isn't. So we're signing Spurtshan, sure, he can play in the 10, but I don't know how good his representation in the game is. So that's a pretty big question mark. Fabrico Dice? Diaz, were you aiming for? I don't know. Duran Villa's quality. Yeah, but he's also not yet. He will be in the future, but he's not right now. Right. Which do we sign on loan? Do we go with Bob? Do we go with Golair? Or do we go with Madueke? I'm not gonna think Lewis Potter. I don't think Lewis Potter is the same sort of level. So I'm just we're gonna give that poll a run, and we're gonna see what people say, and hopefully people say a good thing, because I don't want us to get dragged into a not good thing. First vote in. First vote is Noni Madueke. Not one that I personally lean towards, but again, we're a democracy here sometimes. And I kind of want to see what the general consensus leans to. Build for the future. I mean, sure, but right now we're doing a loan. Like, you can't loan for the future. Sarmiento, be realistic. What? Why is he currently at Tigre? It's Dario Sarmiento, right? I'm not Jeremy Sarmiento. Never mind. I don't know if he's even on. He won't be on the loan list because he's appeared twice and, well, 3 times for them so far. So Sarmiento wouldn't even be on the list, wouldn't even be in the conversation. But you guys seem to be fairly heavily leaning towards Oscar Bob. So let's do Oscar Bob. Can be a 10, can be out wide. Not hugely a winger, more of an advanced playmaker, but that's fine. That's, yeah. I'm not convinced by Bob, but you guys have said it, so we have to say it as well. He would cost us, if he plays each week, 5 million quid. If he doesn't, it's 10. I don't want to agree to him being an important player. I think for me, he's a regular starter. Didn't know it was a loan, just jumped on now. Yeah, we're doing loans. We're opening up with a loan. Okay, right. City don't want him to go as a winger. And they don't want him to be anything less than an important player. I don't want to promise minutes. Promising minutes feels like a bad idea, so I'm going to cancel this offer. I'm going to go to your guys' second option of Madueke. Madueke is probably more worth offering a guarantee of minutes for. For me, at the very least, I think he's more worth it. Harry Wilson, see full amount dicks to us. Harry Wilson in game would be, I think, £30 million or something insane like that. He is not cheap. In fact, we'll do another poll. What do we do? Do we loan Madueke or buy Wilson? Completely up to you guys which direction we go with it. But I gotta know. Do we loan Madueke? Do we buy Wilson? Or do we do neither? If you guys are 50-50, I'm going to lose my head. Sign Nico O'Reilly. Oh, I love the big shout for neither. What's the... I don't know what the neither shout is especially for. Right, if you've put neither, just shout out in the chat what you would do as the alternative. Because I'm down for buy Wilson. I'm down for finding another option. I just don't know who that other option is the complication on it. I'm going to leave that negotiation there. I'm not going to... No, in fact, fuck it. We'll continue the negotiation. I thought it will say important player. I've removed this, though, and I'm going to lock that. I can go to 54k a week. And that's locked. Buy Wilson is now equal with neither, so I can just do that. Harvey Barnes been good with me in my first season in the Prem with Leeds. That's good. But then again, you got to get Barnes off Newcastle. That doesn't feel easy. Right, I'm going to put this bid in for Madueke now. Just because I know that we're going to run out of time. But you guys are equal between buy Wilson and neither, which isn't particularly helpful. Buy Strand Larson at Wilson. Strand Larson's a striker, I think. Is he? Yeah, Strand Larson's a striker. We're looking at the wing at the moment. We will get to strikers. Don't you worry about that. We will get there. But buy Wilson and neither are still equal in the chat, which ain't really what we need. Ain't the most helpful. So if you haven't voted, please do, or I will be the tiebreaker in like a minute, because we can't give it forever. But for now, I'm going to put this offer in. If it doesn't work out, or if we go with a Wilson or something along those lines, cool. Man City youngster called Nico O'Neill, I think. Do you mean O'Reilly? Where's City? Never mind. I'll just find City. Manchester City. Right, okay, we've had a couple more votes. You guys are leaning towards Wilson now, which I think we can do. Oh, that Wilson, my bad. That's all good. Let's have a look at players. Sort by name. That's surname, not first name. It won't be Nico Gonzalez. That's a different Nico. Is he going to be in the 21s? Probably. Yeah, you might be meaning Nico O'Reilly, who I'm not convinced is the kind of guy that keeps us up this season. Do you think Strand Larsen's going to leave Wolves for Leeds? I mean, you never know. It's Football Manager. But let's do Harry Wilson. Whose price has gone up since I looked earlier. Hello, agent. Between 30 and 36, so it's not 30 and 35 anymore, so they are listening to the fact that the market is just chirping. I'll expect to be among the most noteworthy players. I think that will probably be the case. Wage demand's a bit high. Heck. Right. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Can I mess with the wage budget anymore? Let's put a little bit more cash in the wage budget, because I think we're going to need it. How about I offer you 29.5 and I think he's going to do international appearances, but I don't think he'll do that many that quickly. So you can have 2.5 after that many international appearances. After we survive in the Premier League, and he's played 15 times, you can have another 2.5. And if he scores 30 goals in the league for Leeds United, you can have another 2.5. This adds up to more expensive, but it's more expensive on purpose. It makes sure that, like, at the end of the day, we're not just throwing cash in the bin. I'll make that flat 30 as well. They're happy with it. Okay. I didn't want to overly lowball them because I know that West Ham are interested as well, which is a problem. But that'll do. Why have they put Cherky in the 21s? Are we sure we can't just, like, save Ryan Cherky? But that should be Harry Wilson en route at some point soon. Seeking a loan deal for Madueke, we know. Madueke deal accepted. Right, let's get Wilson in the door before I need to make a decision on that. We'll look to strengthen the midfield. Do we need more midfielders? Chat, put a 1 if we need to strengthen the midfield, put a 2 if we don't. I don't mind strengthening, but it's up to you guys. The highest you'll let me offer him is 59k. Wilson should not cost 30 million. Yes, but this is using some data from 2 years ago. So that confuses things a bit. I'm going to boost his appearance fee because I can't offer him the wage that he wants because the game doesn't like that. So I'll boost everything around it just to be like, look, we do want to pay you more, but the club won't allow me to. We got a 2, so don't strengthen. Doubt Wolves are going to sell Strand Larson to us or any other direct competitor unless we offer north of 50. Yeah, I'm not going to offer north of 50 for anyone. I can do that. I can pump your goal bonus as well. We can't go higher on wage though. That's stuck. That is stuck. I cannot change that. For some reason, the club won't let me offer more than 60k a week for anybody. So if you score a goal, you can earn more. Brilliant. If you're an unused substitute, I'll add another chunk to there. Maybe a wage rise every year? And if we don't get relegated, if we don't get relegated, you can have another 600k. Bosh. There we go. I've worked my bollocks off for that contract. I don't know why that is the maximum that I'm allowed to offer, but we're expecting any movement with Jack Harrison before the window slams shut. If the right deal comes along, we'll be open to it. It's entirely on what people want to offer, though. Because he has interest from Burnley, from Everton, from Wolves, but are we agreed that if Harrison leaves, we need another replacement striker? Not striker. Winger. Do we need to cover that? Because I think probably. And that just gives us more jobs. I don't know if we need a striker as well. That's confusing me as well. Do we need a centre forward? Fixture clash, I'm not asked. Probably not going to register Cairns anyway. Because I've just remembered we need to think about registration space. Rory Mahady would start for Reading. Well, obviously, you can go either of those. Go for it. Kalajic is the corner, go. Is he? Oh, God. Kalaj? Maybe. He's a big boy. He's good from a corner. Just about the rest of the play, does he work? His finishing isn't fantastic, which is a bit of a worry. Like, as far as centre forwards go, you need a bit of finishing, right? You need your finishing to be spot on. If I compare him with Calvert-Lewin, Calvert-Lewin is the better player. Because in FM, Calvert-Lewin's quite good. Good afternoon, Lee. Hope you're good. Rent paid. Thank you very much. On that note, if you haven't, please pop a like on the stream. That'd be lovely. And subscribe if you haven't yet as well. It's always quite nice. But yeah, I think Calvert-Lewin is someone that we're going to want to keep around. And I don't want to knack that up. FM26 episode. Yeah, that's what gave me the itch. Just have another go at it. All right, we'll see what players hit the market in terms of striker. Are we going to pull the if the right player comes along thing? Emmanuel Dennis. Yeah, why not? For many reasons. Many reasons why not. Chris Richards is quite good. But I don't know if we need another defender. I'm going to say... I don't know what I'm going to say. Generally accepted you have a large budget available, but I haven't spent much of it. Is there more activity or will you continue to be frugal? If the right deal's out there, we'll pursue it. That seems fair. Buen dia. Oh, don't say buen dia. Don't say buen dia. Oh, he's good though. But the wage. I don't know how much I can offer per player on wages right now. As they came up on talks, but West Ham at least mentioned on the clubs to go up to. Yeah, but everyone's sort of talking Farker out of the door as immediately as they can. And it's like, we got 4 points in 3 games. That is a decent start. I don't know. Sign players sell for a profit. That is quite nice. Work within the wage budget. Oh, shit. Okay. That explains a lot. That's why that's a problem then. Okay, and someone wants Dan James now. Bayern want Dan James. Sorry? They have an active interest in him. Right, guys. Simple question. And please respond in the chat if you have a strong opinion on this one. In the event that we lose Dan James to Bayern Munich, we get a replacement, right? You have to get a replacement. Right, Spurchan has his work permit. He is now in the door. Spectacular. Wilson has a work permit, is in the door. Wonderful. 2 deals done. Right winger, number 10, with 11 hours left of the window. Very nice. Oh, shit. Okay, that's 2 more. So we've got 1 more spot in the squad because in-game, Willy Gnonto, not too old. So Willy Gnonto is a free spot because he's under the age of 21. You take it. It might be cheesed, but you take it. Right. Language course. Squad number. What squad number are we thinking for Spurtsy? Oh, Spurtsy. Gonna give him 13 because he was unlucky enough to be stuck in Russia for a bit. That feels right. What will he sell for? 20 million? I don't know. I can't tell you. We'll find out, I guess. And Harry Wilson's number, I don't know what to go with. I'm not aiming for squad registration. Squad number. 17? 17 feels okay. I don't mind a 17 for a winger. Yeah, that'll do. Right, Martin has moved delayed due to work permit. Madweke set to... I'm sorry, mate. No, you're not. Because we got Wilson. I like the idea that he's flown up, he's done a medical, and he's just been told, sorry. About that. I know you were interested. And I know that we were interested. Not anymore. Mahady is finding his way over to Reading, which is not a problem. I'm going to get match reports for him, actually. So we can find out exactly sort of how he's doing as it goes. That's going to be nice. Right, we're in an interesting position. We don't know what's going to be happening with Dan James. Yes, we do. The interest isn't there anymore. What have Bayern done? in the last, like, 10 minutes. Nobody. They've not signed anyone in the last few minutes. So why, all of a sudden, does Dan James not have interest? Okay. Turns out that's not a problem. That's okay. We don't need to worry about Dan James anymore. That's fine. Harrison, still a question mark. But we've done a 10. We've done a right winger. Jackie's not happy to be on the transfer list. Well, that's a shame, isn't it? Is nobody going to come in for you, though? Everton are interested. They're actual interested. Burnley not willing to make enough whilst prioritising other positions. Wolves will only be interested should other targets for that position not be possible. So they're looking for a left wing, which is fine. It's getting weird. We're getting weird up in here. Sunderland are looking at some just casual freebies, which is interesting. Let's have a look at agent offers again, see if there's anyone that is like really good that's been thrown in our direction. But a quick shout for the chat. What do we need to improve now? Knowing what you know about the Leeds United squad, where are the positions that the team needs to get better? Because we do have a small pile of money. We've got £33 million. We've got a chunky wage budget. The question at this point is, what next? Lee thinks striker. Okay, fair. Mikel Antonio. Yeah, why not? No. Do people agree with Lee? That's the question. Because we've got one squad spot left. One. So I'm just going to ask, are we missing a striker? Yes or no? Because at this point, you're also potentially picking up a striker that won't start tons. Because I don't see Piru playing a lot. To be completely honest. Piru feels like he's going to be relatively far back in the queue. But you guys are saying striker. So from the shortlist, it's not a big shortlist, I've got to be honest. We got Viper, who is good. Nelson Viper, every time I've played FM, has been deadly. But if we're getting a striker, are we getting one for now, or are we getting one for the future? Because that's its own new question. Because I think people are sleeping on DCL a bit. Because he's ridiculous in FM. Obscene player. Absolutely nuts. But what's the plan? That's the issue. Let's head over to scouting. Let's see what players exist. We're not looking for a loan. I think we've been clear about that. Unless we are. Are we looking for a loan, maybe? I don't know. But looking for a striker. Strikers that would have an interest in joining. Ian Archer. Awonyi. Hello, Rodrigo Muniz. Seeing about David Coote, I have, and seeing as that is a depressing ass subject, I'm not going to dive into that one. But to put it simply, if convicted, disgusting human being. And that's where we're going to leave that one. So on the Kalajic train, bro got 30 goals and assists for me in La Liga. We'll put Kalajic on the list. But I don't know. He's a big bastard at the age of 26. So he gets on the short list. I'll have a look at the squad plan, alright? And I will get an idea of what the depth is. Because the depth ain't bad. Right back is a bit of a struggle. But we knew that. Left back is equally a bit of a struggle, but we knew that. Plenty of centre backs. 3 keepers. 5 players that can be a DM. Couple of midfielders. On the left, we're fine. On the right, we are now more fine because we got Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson is only out for 1 to 3 days, by the way. Like, I had checked this. It's fine. And then up top, Okafor apparently can play there, but I don't think he should. Then we've got Calvert-Lewin, Mecha, Peru, and then Nonto is supposedly, in theory, in that role. And for 10, we've got 6. But the game doesn't consider Spurciano straight up number 6. Not number 6, a number 10. Which is not good, to be honest. So it's going to be a bit tricky. The issue with Kalajic as well is he hits the very top of what we can do for transfer fees. We've got 33. So if we go for Kalajic, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight on finance to get that one done. Which is a concern for me, I think. Mateta, Muniz, Demirovic, or not Mitrovic. Mitrovic's wages are going to be mental. Have a look at Mateta, who is currently wanted by Everton. I might be sold on Mateta. Right, Mateta's on the shortlist. I think I put Kalajic on the shortlist. I can't remember, but we'll assume that he is. Muniz ain't quite as good. Between Mateta and Muniz, I'm taking Mateta every day of the week. Demirovic. Ooh, okay. Now that's good. And I like a pressing forward. So Demirovic goes on the shortlist as well. And Mitrovic would be stupid money. Like, Mitrovic is not something that we could do. Let's have a look at Mitrovic's wages. Yeah, 70k a week, and he's just moved to Al Rayyan. That one doesn't feel doable. But we can have conversations with all of the various targets that we're looking at. Check out the shortlist. Okay, Kalajic is on the list. That's good. So Demirovic for 10.5 million as well saves a lot of money. And then it becomes Demirovic or Mateta. So compare you two. I think Mateta. But wages. Right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run a poll to see what your guys' priority is, right? And I'm boiling it down to Demirovic Mateta. Because otherwise it's gonna go nuts. Jesse is still the Canada manager, yes. I didn't manage to watch the match last night. But Demirovic or Mateta, one of these two is going to be the number 1 target, the other is going to be the number 2 target. We're going to ask for if the player is interested in a move, first of all, because obviously you need to know if they want to go. Second of all, we're going to work out if they fit within the wage demands and budget. And past that, we'll see. Whichever of those comes out on top, comes out on top. But get your votes in now to let us know what you think. Is it Demirovic? Is it Mateta? It's going to be tight. And which tournaments can't be doing with qualifiers? I dip into them. I don't like pay attention to the qualifiers because they don't mean anything. But I keep an eye on them. Because if you don't, people ask, like, did you see the match last night? And it's like, I mean, I do football YouTube. I probably should have. Right, okay. People are heavily leaning Demirovic. 83% for Demirovic, which is interesting. So I think we go Demirovic. I think we go Ermedin Demirovic. And we talk to his agent. So we're very, very keen. Wouldn't be interested, he's just joined the club. Right. Okay. This is one of those weird things with FM, where because we're using a custom database and he's moved from his original club in the custom database, it throws it off. So we can use the editor to get the job done, but that feels like cheating. So we'll go on to Mateta, and we'll see if he wants to move. From a sample size of only 6. I mean, true, but I'm not going to get bigger samples right now, so it's fine. What about Mateta? Between 64 and 86k a week. And he wants a release clause if he goes down. And he wants the midfield stronger. Everyone that is being offered to us is like, can we have a stronger midfield, please? We'll give Mateta a go. We'll try to do Mateta. It's not going to be easy. Shades of Robbie Evans and 2 points per home game clip. Yeah, but I know when I do Football Manager streams that the viewership is going to be absolute dirt. So that's reasonably what the sample size is. Like that's what we've got. I wish it could be more, but that's not the world we're in right now. More interest in joining Everton. Right, wants to be a star player. I'm going to ask if you want to be an important player. And everyone keeps asking. Shit, fine. Let him be a star player. I can go to 59, I can go to 1.8 now. We're not going to be able to get that done. Lock that, lock that, lock that. We need more voters. We do, but a lot of people like watch on TV and stuff, so they can't vote. I agree, but that's the spot that we're in at the minute. I don't know if Mateta's worth that contract. If you consider what we would have to do for a contract to get Mateta done, I don't know if I like it. I'm happy loading up the goal bonuses to try and make up for the fact that we can't offer higher wages. Oh, that's big. That's a big. That's oh, that's a contract. Yeah, that's a contract, all right. Right, in a match where he plays and he scores, It's 50k of bonuses on top of 59k of wages. I'm not worried about Team of the Year bonus, about top goal scorer bonus. That's fine. That's not a problem for me. But as the wage goes, that's massive. I'll maybe go back to those negotiations in a minute. If we can find something that we think is better, then we do. If we find something that looks affordable, we gotta go for that. If not Mateta or Demirovic, who's left available? Muniz. Muniz is slightly less. Well, Muniz is a little bit more in terms of like initial fee, but Muniz's wages are way nicer. Muniz at Fulham, currently 12k a week, which I would take. I would not mind that. Or do we go with someone young? How much is Luca? That's a question. Lorenzo Luca. Considering he's at Napoli, on loan from Udinese, that's going to be tough. Yeah, a bit much. And this is sorted by players that would have an interest in making a move as well. Unless we dip into loans. How about people that are unsure, a little bit on the fence? We're at the point where we need to decide young or experienced, I think, because young is very doable. We can get someone that is young and good in. Or we can get someone that is very experienced, like a Mateta. I'm going to faff about with these numbers, and I'm going to see if I can get them a little bit more sane. So, shrink all these a bit. If you get in the Team of the Year, well done. I'll give you 600k. If you get the Golden Boot, well done. I'll get you 600k. Muniz only 4k a week. Brilliant. Let's go for him then. I think it was 12, not 4. Did I say the wrong thing? I don't know. Right. Quick poll. Who do we try to sign? Do we go Teta or do we go Muniz? Because Muniz, we can probably do a couple of youth signings on the side, which I would back, to be honest. I'm going to drop you to 18. I'm going to drop you to 20. I'm going to let plenty of votes roll on in for this one. I say plenty, like 7. I don't know. But this is a tough one. I'll see if he would accept this. I think it has to be Muniz. I don't think we can financially do Mateta right now. We don't have the wage budget for Mateta. So Muniz makes sense. So I'm down to walk away. Yeah. Have you got Leeds to get ready for when the baby's hit? Oh, that sounds expensive. No, and yeah, honestly, like absolutely everyone will be experiencing. Things are tight at the moment, so we're focusing on getting the nursery even sorted in the first place as the priority, and then we will work from there. But yeah, maybe at some point. We've got a couple of very nice little bits and bobs from a couple of people in the space, which is much appreciated. Yeah, Muniz it is. Rodrigo. Hello, friend. I'm willing to offer you initially 17.5, and then I will do a little bit of a, if we avoid relegation, you get another million. If he scores 30 goals, you get another million. And if he gets 50 appearances, you get a third million. That seems fair to me. Motherfuckers. Oh, fuck. Okay. They wanted £43 million. Which I'm going to call a problem. We do not have £43 million. What letter? I'm so confused. Yeah, they want a 43 million quid because they need a replacement striker. So that's Muniz off the board. Which keeps things complicated, doesn't it? Shit. And I closed the negotiation with Mateta because we couldn't get it done. I think Viper. Letter sent to Robbie Evans regarding the transfer window. I don't know if you'll get a reply, but I like the thought. Oh, is it gonna have to be Viper? Have any strikers been offered to us? Is another question to ask. Kevin Kelsey, absolutely not. Jesse van der Haar, who is a youth player who isn't especially good. Josh Brownell, oh, God. Ultra played in 2017. I mean, they're different people in different jobs. Like Robbie Evans isn't the director of football. Thomas Castenaras, who's 20, not fantastic. Fits in the youth slot, and if we are going for a youth player, I'm probably going to go with Viper. Things have gotten worse since the Mateta thing. Significantly. Ooh, thank you for subscribing, Craig. Right. Right. I need more suggestions. I need more thoughts. I need more ideas. Because we're not doing Kevin Kelsey. Kevin Kelsey doesn't look particularly good. I mean, his jumping reach is fantastic, but Set Piece Merchant FC is not is not us. And do we have money for Kalajic? If I do that, it ups the transfer budget a bit. Beto. Oh, God. Same price point as Kalajic. Chiro Grot. We're not doing Grot. I think he's over in... Is he still over in Japan? I know he had a stint in Japan. God. Strikers. There's got to be some. Michael Livaha. No, he's 30. And he doesn't quite fit the sign players for a profit vibe that we're aiming for. Right, give me Barcelona. Give me senior squad. And give me whoever the hell is on the loan list. No strikers. Okay. Not great. Not ideal. So let's click through and go to not Girona, not Levante, not Mallorca. Fuck you, Mateo. Not Oviedo. Real Madrid. If you've got any strikers on loan, Noel Lopez. Never heard of you. Not great. Okay. I don't. Michael Antonio feels like a probably not. I've got to be honest. Gonzalo is more of a winger. Okay. So let's head over to the Premier League and see what the loan list is looking like. Oh, I'm sorry, Madweke. You can't play in the 9 though. Would have been a nice idea, but so right, how are Brighton's youth sides looking? What have you got for me? Give me the general info. Have you got any strikers that are loan listed? None that are good. Nice, thank you. Luca, we can't do Luca. He's already on loan at a different club. Mark Gue, maybe. But he's not great in game. Let's go back to the senior squad as well. Pedro Neto, not a 9. David Washington is on loan at Santos. Okay, that's no use to us either. Palace, we've tried Mateta. That didn't work. Not tried Ismail Assar. But he's not really a striker. Jean-Kevin Augustin, how dare you? No. Everton, no one's leaving Everton apparently. Which explains why Beto is not on any form of list. Wouldn't want to join Leeds. Cool. Thanks, Beto. Fulham, we've tried Rodrigo Muniz and they want a ungodly amount of money and they don't want to sell a striker. Have you got Harry Gray? I do in either the 18s or the 21s, I can't remember which. But he's in there somewhere. City don't really do backup strikers. Is there anyone in the 21? Check, he can't really play in the 9, can he? Odds of us getting a scum player. Basically 0, aren't they? Yeah. How about Newcastle? You got anyone? Amadou Diallo? Isn't really a 9. Okay. Norwich. Oh, never mind. Forest. A Wanye? Maybe. Do we do a Wanye? Because he's not bad. Probably affordable. He's worth a reach, right? Maybe? We're a democracy. Do we try? In fact, it's going to be a priority striker poll again. Is it going to be a Wonyi or Nelson Viper? Nelson Viper being a young German, a lot of developing to do. Fair enough, but it's a choice to be made. Everyone is leaning on Wonyi. Okay. I say everyone. Small poll. But we're expecting a small poll. That's fine. But chuck your votes in, and we'll get a little bit of a better idea about whether Wonyi is the guy that we do want. I'm going to launch in a bid now. In fact, I'm going to check what the agent thinks. Oh, he wants a lot of cash, though. And no one is reducing their wage demands because we are not in the position to make wage demands. Right, sod it. Let's bite the bullet. Straight in with 27. Fine. Okay, we've got 9 million left in the bank. And then wage budget. We've got 6 hours to get the striker done. If we get offered a decent striker in this tab, by the way, I'm jumping at that because we know that the agent wants it in that case. Right, start negotiations. He wants to be an important player. That's fine. He can be an important player if he proves himself. Wants 79k a week. Fuck's sake. Right, I'm going to lock that down to what we can actually do. I'm going to boost the agent fee so he's more likely to go, actually, yeah, you know what, let's go for that. Go Underwood, that's rude. I'm going to pump his appearance fee. Pump his goal bonus up. Unused sub fee, fine. Don't want to give you a sell on percentage. If we avoid relegation, you get the standard big bonus. If you're in the team of the year, it's not going to happen. You get a big bonus. And if you are the top goal scorer in the division, fair enough, you earn a big bonus. That should work. In theory. In practice, couldn't tell you. But in theory, this is what we can do. Try to boost that goal bonus. But everything that is as high as it can go, I'm going to lock. I forgot to lock his appearance fee. We can't. No. We can't do that. We're genuinely going to have to end up with the German child. That's where we're going to land here. Bonus for an international cup. Go on, 26. Lock you. Remove and exclude. Fine. That has to go there. I'm beginning to understand why managers get so annoyed when they're not backed by the board. That's the best I can do for you. Striker. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's all good. Nice. And it only cost us £27 million and 95 grand a week. Yeah, we're not doing Rodrigo Muniz anymore. Sorry, they screwed that. That's not on me. A 1 year work permit, a 1 year set sign for Leeds. Cool. Right, let's accept that in the squad. Brilliant. Stress. Leeds sign a 1 year. Fantastic. Squad number. I don't know. 90 for how many fucking £1,000 we'll have to pay him every single week. He likes 18. 18's not available, mate. Sorry. I can do you 30 though. You can have Joffrey's old number. That'll do. Okay. Breathe. Squad registration. Spurtshan has to be registered. Wilson has to be registered. Awonyi has to be registered. Cool. We are at our maximum in terms of what we can do for senior players. Unless someone gets sold. But it doesn't look like there's any movement on the Jack Harrison conversation, so we'll ignore it. It's fine. The rest, youth players. We should have signed a 1 year. Yeah, if you have all the money in the world, we can sign a 1 year. Jesus, 1 year. Right, now it's potential youth boys. David Martinez I've tried to make a move for. Can you tell I was looking through a website that was like, these are all the young upcoming superstars that you can sign in FM. Kojibal, I want to sign as a youth option because he is very, very good. So I'm going to make an offer. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. And it's going to be £2.5 million. Or I can just go straight for the 3.5. I'm going straight for the 3.5. We're not lowballing. We're not lowballing around these parts. Just go for it. Bosh. Cool. Kojibal, in. The other lad. Daniel Dega. Can't afford now. Rayan. Very, very good potential as far as I'm aware. So I'm just 500k. Well, specifically 425k. Make an offer. Boom. In he comes. Kojibal is slightly interested in negotiating terms. Bastard. Viper's a beast. Yeah, the issue is we're a democracy around these parts. So I was like, can we sign Viper? And everyone was like, no, we must sign Mateta. And Mateta wanted to buy our souls. And then it was like, okay, cool, not Mateta. Muniz? Same answer. Okay, what if not Muniz, but Awonyi or Viper? And people chose Awonyi, which is a shame because I really wanted Nelson Viper. Here we are. Won't come till Jan. That's fine. Start negotiations. No. You will get your intensive language course. That's fine. I'm just going to give you a good wage. Fuck it. £4 grand a week at first, rising to 6.5. I want to get there before Brighton do. Nice. Our Rayan bid was rejected. What? Why? How do they value him? I have 1 million. Oh, piss off. No. I'm not getting robbed again. Sometimes I think my players use me as a glorified Duolingo. Also fair, yeah. It's a dick move. So we've got 3 hours to get some bits done. How long will an appeal take? If not, I can use an ESC slot. It's fine. ESC, please. Cool. Country ball set to sign for Leeds. In you come. Nice. 2 hours. Do we do anything else? Yes or no? Right, is anyone else throwing themselves at Leeds United trying to get a move? I think probably not at this point. If you are, then you've got an issue. They won't go through. I mean, maybe a loan could go through at this point. He says, full of hopium. What's the best possible loan at the minute? Why didn't we just loan Muniz? What are we doing? Right, what's the best player that is just available for what? The fuck is Gibbs White doing here? No, he started all of his matches. That won't happen. I'm very interested. Does that no, that doesn't remove me though. Okay. Weird. Wonder how long Farke's patience are left with the poor window. I mean, I don't think the entire window was poor. I think it ended badly, but no. Okay, I think that's probably us done for the window then. Which is fine by me. Let's bring it to a close. Slam the door shut. Rafinha close to triggering a clause. Ooh, lovely. Farke's watching this thinking what I could have had. He couldn't, to be fair, because PSR stuff. And to be fair, if you're using this as the what could have been, have a look at the chaos that was me trying to get a 1-ye done. Yeah, sorry, Alex. There is not room to register you, but... Expectations for the upcoming match against Bournemouth. People are expecting a draw. Record transfer. It's not a record transfer. That was Ruter. I wonder if Georgie's on our loan list. Oh, Georgie. He's not starting for Brighton. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Right, this is where it gets a bit tricky. Because I adopted a Leeds side that were abysmal. They have played 1 game with me. It was abysmal. Do we stay abysmal? Is the question. And it's a pretty damn big question. It's a good question. I'm going to go to a 4-2-3-1. It's going to be Stack and Ampadu towards the back. Stack can do a little bit of box-to-boxy. It's not going to be Grove starting. It's going to be Old Spurtsy. because I want to see how he does. For an idea of how bad this side is, by the way, 5.97 is the average rating for Lucas Perry so far this season, which is shite, to put it as kindly as I can. Calvert-Lewin, I'm going to get to start, because I think that makes sense. And then you get to the bench. What does the bench look like? I'm going to do that thing that I do that I always end up regretting when it comes to the later stages of an FM game, and I'm going to go without a keeper. Bogle is going to start. Byram goes there. Nonto, very clearly an attacking player. So I'm just going to order my subs in the sort of in the angle of where they kind of go, if that makes sense. Pirro on the bench, I'm fine with that. What do we think about that lineup? I think it's not too bad. Calvert-Lewin up top. I'm going to turn into a pressing forward, actually, because I prefer a pressing forward. Okafor and Harrison in the wide areas. Put Harrison on that foot. And I'm going to use him as an inside forward. Okafor, I'm going to use as just a straight up winger. Bogle and Gudmundsson as wing backs. Strauch and Rodon as our defenders. Ampadu and Stack in midfield. That should be okay. I think that should be okay. I hope that's okay. What am I doing with Wilson? Oh shit, I forgot about Wilson. Wilson has a knock. So we signed him knowing that he was 1 to 6, maybe, days away from coming back, which was sort of what we expected. Like this was known, this was prepared for, this was planned. It's all good. Spurtsy, not in the best of physical conditions, but it's fine. We got plenty on the bench. So hopefully we can get some big old spurts to cause some problems. And let's hope, pray, beg that it works out for us. Because here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. We're tired of getting bad results. Let's go and change it. I have faith make a difference. I have faith make a difference. I have faith make me proud. One for the future. Confidence in my players. Cool. Recent form, 5 losses. Good, lovely, fantastic. Let's change the camera because I know that people get a little bit mad when it's not the director camera. Just key highlights, I'm okay with. Have replays as well. That's all good. There we go. Don't joke to bed. I like it. Very nice. Right, Bogle goes to Spurtsian. Back to Rodon. Hopefully everything starts to make a bit of sense. Okafor in behind Calvert-Lewin. Harrison! Okay, it's a good start. I'm not going to be too mad. How dare you have Tanaka on the bench? It's more a case of Tanaka in the database isn't very good. So I would love to start him. I would love to just play him consistently. It's not one that makes a lot of sense. Stroke. Picks the ball up. Finds Gudmundsson, who's on the overlap. Fired in. Harrison! Oh! He's turned it around. Ladies and gentlemen. Leeds United are being fixed as we speak. Leeds 1, Bournemouth 0. Bosh. Okay, we'll just right back to it. I can't use the visualizer because we don't have time. Bogle fires it in. Calvert-Lewin! This is a good start. This is a very, very nice start. We're causing them many a problem. The question is, can we keep causing them a problem? To which I say, please. The Harrison redemption arc. Well, he's taken the corner to the near post. I did ask for near post corners for all of the corners, to be clear. Like, because Rodon, what are you doing? Because there's corners in this game get a little bit weird at times. Spurgeon on the corner from the left fired it into the army of big men. Cuts it back. Calvert-Lewin again. Oh, he's quite good, isn't he? This Calvert-Lewin. Why did we sign him on you? We're signing a one-year mistake. If you have a look at what we've done there, Kluivert to Cook. Cook fires it to the far post. It's picked up by Harrison. Here we go. Let's get on the counter. Or not. That's fine. Ampadu. Back to Harrison. Gudmundson's on the overlap, but it doesn't work out. Ampadu to Stack. Stack. Loses out. Bogle, please win it. Anton's just... the big boy wins it back. We love to see it. Gudmundsson. Wide to Harrison. Okay. Back to Gudmundsson. I don't mind us holding on to this ball. Just dominate the game. Stack to Spurgeon. Spurgeon outside to Harrison. This is working nicely. Calvert-Lewin. It's 3. Was he offside? He might have been offside. It's 3. No, it's 4-0. It's a hat-trick for Calvert-Lewin. And it's 4-0. I have saved this team. I am somehow Lord of the Leeds. Tyler Adams, you can fuck off. Smith. Back to Evan Nilsson. That could be a problem. Never mind. Stacks all over it. Spurgeon out wide to Harrison. Fan dabby dozy. Here we go again. I wonder if Harrison's on the Leeds bed. He won't be. Ampadu and Tanaka have been back training with the squad. Okafor glides through, misses. News on Perry, none yet. We will get any news on Perry tomorrow in the presser. Same for the official news on Tanaka and Ampadu. But as far as we've heard, they've been in team training for a bit, so that's not a problem. Adams. Well, that's put a dampener on it, hasn't it? The little bastard. How dare he? It's disgusting. Jack Harrison, from the corner, fires it in, near post, Calvert-Lewin, on target again, right at Petrovic. But we're causing them problems. Spurgeon fires it in from the other side, Calvert-Lewin at the near post, again. Good to have there, Okafor. Cuts it back, no one there. Had to be Tyler Adams. Honestly, I was so excited to be like, maybe we get a clean sheet here. We didn't get a clean sheet. Tyler Adams showed his stupid head. Dickhead. Anyway. Truffert to Kluivert. Back to Truffert. Cook dealt with ish. Kluivert. Well saved by Perry. Hopefully we can stop these threats from actually being threats. Adley into the box. Diakite. Was that a really good set piece, or were we really bad at defending it? Because it's gone from this match is fantastic, we're having no issues at all, to there might be some issues here. Kluivert to Truffert. Back to Kluivert. Good stop, Perry. Okay. Okay. We're holding on. We're fine. We're fine. We're good. We're happy. We're vibing. Half time. 4-2 up. What the fuck has this game of football been? Go to the dressing room. Happy with the number of shots. Honestly, it's gone well. It's been wonderful. Let's make it count in the second half, though. If we get another goal or two, then we can be happy. Bogle goes short to Stack. Plays it across to Rodon. Stack in a more holding role is quite good. Stroke to Rodon. Okay, if we're just holding it, that's fine. Ampadu. Harrison. Outside to Gudmundsson. Very nice. Cut that back, please. Spurtjan. Oh. Okafor, come on. Bogle. No. No, no. Okay. Just hold on to it. That's what counts. Stack makes a roving run, which was quite nice, but Okafor picks it up instead. Spurtjan, who is a little bit tired from the fact that he played like the day before the window ended. Is it a corner? It's a corner. Okay. Corner. 4-2. Let's make it 5. Harrison. Gonna put it for the near post. No one under it. Adam Scott heads it clear. Piss. Okay, I'm going to make some... I'll make one change now. It's going to be Spurtsy. Because he's going to be tired. We'll bring on Nonto. In fact, we'll bring on Nonto on the right, because Okafor's not been super impressive. And I'm going to do the thing that everyone's going to hate me for. In another position. And it's going to be Brendan. You guys are going to love that. But I don't hate Aronson. So, deal with it. Still 4-2. We created even more chance in the second half, by the way. Which is absolutely lovely. 70th minute, true fair goes to Nonto, who wins the ball out there, which is nice. Cook to Senesi. Aronson helping out with the press a bit, but it's not worked out. Nonto behind to Kluivert. Bogle not switched on enough. Brooks. Well in Gudmundsson. Stroke to Rodon. Right, this is where it gets tense. Do a march last night and shithouse last... No, I refuse. There'll be no shithousery over here. It's not our style. Gudmundsson fires it. That was weird, but I loved it. I think Gudmundsson cut it back. It hit the defender. Keeper saved that, and it landed at Calvert-Lewin's feet. So here we go. Gudmundsson fires it in. Off the defender, off Petrovic. Calvert-Lewin's there to finish. That's what you need. That's the good stuff. And I think we can take Calvert-Lewin off there and say that was a job well done. We'll do a Awoniyi. I'm beginning to think that signing a Awoniyi was maybe not the one that we needed to do. Ampadu for Tanaka. I think swap those two around as well. And we got one more sub. We'll decide as we go. Is Melian go for both? No, we've just genuinely created a lot of chances. Our XG is 4.36. And Petrovic is still coming out of this with a rating of 7.1. So Petrovic has done better than average in this game. Somehow. Right, Gudmundsson into Aronson. That's not great. Tanaka, okay. Nonso. Oh, Petrovic should have held that. He didn't, but it doesn't matter. Stroke finds Rodon. Can we make it 6? I'll take 5. 5 is joyous, to be honest. In a second half that ends 1-0, I'll take. Harrison is our most tired player at the minute, though, so I'll take him off for Dan James. Switch their wings as well. Evan Nilsson gets through. 5-3. Fuck! Oh, how's he done that? Right as I'm looking away. Tanaka, that's poor. I'm blaming Sean for that. Because we bring on Tanaka, plays that ball. Stinker. Can't blame Perry for it. Because in terms of XG, that's surely that's not a penalty. Surely that's not a penalty. I thought they won the ball. I'm not mad if it is. I'll take a penalty. I don't know who our penalty taker is right now. Stack. Okay, I'll take it. I'm not mad. Especially when it's 6-3. Told you should have got Wilson. We got Wilson! We have Wilson. Was never Tanaka's fault. No, he just played the ball to their player. But it wasn't him, actually. With an XG of 5.66, Leeds United demolish Bournemouth. Not too fond of the defending. But you know what? I take it. Heading in the right direction. Good exhibition. 9 goals. Why not? Pulls out the relegation zone. That's important. That's what we need. And then it's international duty. So I'm going to skip through bits of it. Joke of a performance. If he can stay fit, I hate them having this conversation in Football Manager as well as in the real world. But if Calvert-Lewin stays fit and keeps playing to that standard, the rest of the league is in trouble. Trouble. Surprise result leads the way. Forest beating Arsenal. Okay. Player of the week was Salah. Fuck off. So what? How? Calvert-Lewin gets 4 goals. And it's like, well, Salah scored twice. No. That's not how this works. I'm going to make this a rarer meeting, and I'm going to get a summary to an inbox, I think. Wilson back in training. We'd love to see it. Spectacular. Afternoon, boss man. How it be? Welcome to doing deadline day, but you see, I introduced it as what if deadline day went well? And then in reality, deadline day, even in the game, was ridiculously stressful. We got Wilson in. That was nice. We got Spurtshan in. That was nice. And then the Awonyi thing happened, which was less nice. That was stressful. That was spooky. Why are Palace and Brighton playing in the middle of the international break? What's going on there? Unless it's because we didn't... I don't know. Ollie Pickles, how's your potential? It's kind of okay. Freddie Lane, how's your potential? It's kind of okay. So, we'll see. Cairns, transfer list, that makes sense. Awonyi thing. Yeah, so we ended up making a move for Awonyi because we couldn't do Muniz because he was requesting ridiculous wages. We couldn't do Mateta because he was requesting ridiculous wages. We couldn't do Demirovic because he didn't want to move. So we ended up going, all right, fine, we'll do Awonyi instead. And then he requested ridiculous wages, but we ran out of options. We ran out of potential routes to go. 1 second. Just going to do this for a second because I need to... There we go, that's fine. Oh. Sorry, Football Manager has done a big update thing. A trailer, if you will. So I think we're going to watch along to this because I am curious. Oh, friends, I am curious. So, very quickly got a monitor 1. Look, it's Football Manager. If this is too loud, I'm sorry, I don't mean it to be.
We're changing the game with a refreshed UI. A new, intuitive way to explore every element of your career meets a visual identity that's tailor-made for the modern manager. In FM26, football belongs to you and your vision. Every lineup tweak, transfer negotiation, and slice of dressing room drama shapes your season. And the user interface is where you make it all happen.
Okay.
Through listening to community feedback and deep research into how you truly navigate your careers, we've developed a game-changing new UI for FM26, condensing complex screens and menus into tiles and cards.
Okay.
It's clear, accessible, and makes diving into the detail that matters most to you easier than ever. Let's take a closer
Oh, it's kind of pretty though. Oh, it's kind of nice.
look. Up top, the redesigned navbar covers your key areas of responsibility. From recruitment, to shaping your tactics, to locking in those last-minute matchday changes. All in one, easy-to-navigate space. This evolution from the traditional sidebar is all about faster access to the heart of your FM experience. Bringing a fresh take on the familiar, the navbar brings all the strategic depth you'd expect from FM, but streamlined and smarter than ever. Navigating over a section smoothly reveals a sub-menu right there when you need to dig a little deeper.
Okay,
The
I like
portal
it.
is your one-stop shop for the key happenings in your FM universe. Each card is an invitation to explore, unlocking more layers of detail to delve into. Being a football manager means being across every facet of a busy club, and that means
course.
plenty of messages, all vying for your time and attention. FM26's fresh portal system means you're seamlessly in control, interlinking messages, results, news, the calendar, and beyond in one digestible hub.
Okay.
Everything from team prep to calming matchday
That's
nerves is streamlined, discoverable, and just one click away. Of course, no game is the same, and every manager has their unique style, quirks, and footballing passions. Whether your focus is on developing wonder kids, tactical innovation, or dominating the elite in the transfer market, FM26 is tailored to your priorities, your way. The introduction of bookmarks customizes your managerial world,
That's nice.
adapting how you
I like
view
that.
the beautiful game.
Bookmarks is good.
The features you use most are always within easy reach, bespoke for your playstyle. Change your bookmarks, change the game. Scouting out the opposition's key threats or sizing someone up for the transfer market? Our innovative streamlined take on player reports makes viewing player performance and profile information a breeze, with enhanced details unlocked with just a click. A radically overhauled search tool isn't just about grabbing critical information without fuss. It's also about your gateway to becoming a better equipped and more complete football manager. Beyond the usual rapid access to clubs, players,
I like
coaches, and
messages.
other areas of the game, Search Now also surfaces an unrivaled collection of guides, support, and insights from our FMpedia. Perfect if you're an intrepid first-timer or returning to the franchise after some time out of the hot seat. It's all about building a deeper relationship to the beautiful game, from tactics to terminology, no matter where you are on your football journey. You can just dive in with Search. And it all comes back to the portal. Everything connects here. Every part of your footballing vision now united, accessible and customizable on your terms. Our redesigned UI for FM26 means clarity without compromise. It's all the depth and knowledge you expect, but simpler to access. More intuitive to navigate and crafted smarter to serve the future of football management.
We are so fucking back. We are so back. Oh my. That looks like a banger. That looks genuinely spectacular. FM, but more information. Yes, please. I love it. You just have to. Anyway, let's get back to the international break. I'm annoyed that they've not got a date yet. I want to know when. Like when is FM26? Various bits and bobs, like getting a physio on board. That's fine. I'm not too asked about that. That's not my problem. We'll get to the other end of the international break. And then... Do we do Brighton? Let's ask. Let's do a poll. Do we finish the stream after the Brighton match? Yes, after or no, before. Because those are the choices. It's not going to be a case of I will do the Brighton match and the match after the Brighton match. It's just I can do one more game. How do you win 7-1 and you don't score as a winger? Like, come on. Come on, Noah. Do better. Oh, James. Alright, bar injury blow for Sunderland. Good. Meanwhile, our injury is quite small, quite nice, quite manageable. Very good. Something we can deal with. Somewhat proper small. Isn't it, Duck? Right. Sod it. Yeah, we'll play the Brighton match. Might as well. We are not expected to win this, which is fair. I understand that. Leandro Cabrera is being recommended to us, which is fun considering he's not told me his transfer value or his wage demands. And it's like, you're the agent. This is what you do. You should know these things. I've not got the money for it anyway, but this is all your responsibility, right? So do it. Right, am I happy with the international break? That's fine. I don't like doing the interviews in this. Right, does Wilson play? Is my next question. Or do we keep a winning team a winning team? I think Wilson makes the bench. Harry Gray scores another 2, which is absolutely beautiful. It's 13 appearances in to various bits of football. 6 goals, not bad. I don't think he's playing at a high enough level if he keeps losing all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you to the 21s. We'll just tell the 21s, keep in mind, Harry Gray, quite important. If that don't work, we've got problems. Right, team selection. I don't know if I want to change anything. In fact, right, hold on. Let's go there, actually. So it's a little bit less super zoom. Still quite super zoomed, but not as dangerously zoomed. I don't want to change it. Wilson in need of a fitness test. Good one. You're right on the bench. For... Oh, shit. Who for? James. Why not? We've got such a stacked squad at the minute that it's getting quite hard to pick who you drop, which isn't a spot that you necessarily get to be in very often. I'm not going to complain, but it's a new one. It's one that is unfamiliar to me. You know, I quite like it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for this. Carry a performance, because if we carry our performance, we will fucking demolish them. But if we don't, then trouble. 5 at the back with 2 defensive midfielders. That could be the worst thing I've ever seen. That makes me feel sick. That's disgusting tactical work. No. Respect the people that pay for a ticket, lads. Bogle maybe has a hamstring issue. Okay. I'm not going to use up a sub slot yet. I'll do that at half time. If I forget, don't let me forget. Craft on the outside. Welbeck misses. That's good. That's good. We're fine. We're okay. Yeah, we're saving this for half time. Because then we don't use up one of the sub slots. Well, use up one of the spots, but not one of the time slots. Now let's get some decent chances going. Oh shit. Welbeck inside to Vifer. Vifer? I don't know. Kraft down the line to March, who takes on Goodmanson, is causing a problem. Vifer just unchallenged. Matoma, fuck. 1-0. Okay. How they worked that much room, I'm not sure. But it's a problem, I'd say, that they could get that much space. That's an issue. Milner, back into Webster. Kadiolu to Matoma, who just beats his man off the bar. That's fine. Okafor to Spurchan. This is reminding me that survival could be a challenge. That survival isn't guaranteed. I'm gonna not work the ball into the box because that seems like that wasn't necessarily helping. I'm gonna go to the dressing room and I'm gonna take off Bogle because I don't want that injury to get worse. And then I'm gonna look at the squad and I'm gonna feel quite sad. Because we need to do a little bit better than that, I think. I don't know specifically where the issue was, though. Unacceptable defensive performance, not happy with the playmaking, not happy with your finishing. Because we know that this team can win games of football, because they did it to Bournemouth. They demolished Bournemouth. So we'll encourage the boys, tell everyone to get going forward. And hopefully we cause them some issues. But we've not. So we're going to have to go after this one, aren't we? Okay, right, Ampadu, sit a bit deeper, stack. Do it that way around. Should probably pause the game whilst I'm making the tactical changes. You know what? Wilson can debut. I've not been impressed by Harrison out on the left either. He's had a bit of a stinker. So I think we try Nonto. Just for that change of profile. And hopefully that tactical switch helps. That puts a bit more pressure on them. Makes it a bit easier for us. Or we could just not create anything. If we get a bit more direct, bit of a higher line, stuck onto them. Shoot on sight at this point, because we are running out of opportunities. Okafor's taken some knocks, for fuck's sake. Right, we're going a little bit chaos ball here. We got to do it. We're running out of options. Complete wing back on each side. Stack, you can drop in a touch. Wilson get attacking. Okafor, you come off for a 1-ye. And play as an advance forward. And then we get into them. And then we cause them some issues. And we play high, and if we concede, we concede. We've got one more change that we can make, and I don't know if I'm tempted to do Aronson for Spurgeon. Godmanson's a stinker, though. But then again, we can't swap him. Because who for? We'll do Spurgeon. Spurgeon for Aronson, see what that does. And hopefully, that makes the difference. 1-0 loss to Brighton, though, not the worst. And we will adjust it to extended highlights so we can actually see things that might or might not happen. Feels like it's all might not because they're being very, very defensive. Which makes this a stinker of a game to finish on, but it might not be done there. Strauch to Godmanson, okay. Back to Strauch. Over to Rodon. Come on, let's play it through the lines. Aronson. Find Justin again. What's that? Okay, Godmanson picks it up. Perfect for the counter. Nonto. I know I said to shoot on sight, but if you've got the sight of Stevie Wonder, maybe not. Aronson picks it up. Rodon. Oh, we should have signed Arda Güler. You guys talked me out of Arda Güler. Aronson. Well, back to Matoma. Decently dealt with. 1-0. Ah! I'm proud of your efforts. That's all I can say to him. To be fair, Brighton are in third. I don't think they've lost a game yet. Which is not a bad result. Bit of a pain, but it could be worse. Okafor's out. Shit. Bogle's out. Fuck. Oh, no. Rory Mahady, congrats. You won against Exeter. That'll do. Hints a possible Harrison deal. Yeah, Wolves want Harrison or something, I think, maybe. Have we got Wolves next? I'll go up to the start of the Wolves match and we'll open the next stream with us playing against Wolves. I think that's a good way to do it. Carlos Vela on a free is more tempting than it should be. I think Wolves was the team that we lost to in the Carabao as well, which is interesting. That could be an issue. Okay. Dan James has a tight thigh. Jaden Bogle has a pulled hamstring for 3 to 9 days, which means that he's almost certainly out. Okafor 4 to 6 days is out. And James Justin only recently returned from injury. So that fullback depth is already looking wobbly. Don't want to be spooked, but I'm spooked. Available first team players for the under-21s. Fuck it. If you're not fit, you can get 45 minutes in the 21s. Go for it. Go nuts. I don't mind. Wilson and Justin in. That makes a bit of sense for me. Bielsa's questions struggling Leeds United. Marcelo, come on. He did express support for Joe Blackburn. Oh, thank you, Marcelo. I appreciate you, friend. Cheers, bestie. Not bothered about the 18s. 18s can work themselves out. And then we get to the start of the match against Wolves, which is where I'm going to save the game. I'm going to hop over to this camera right here, and I'm going to leave the stream there. Ho ho! Tune in next time to see if we could do anything decent against Wolves. I hope so. But this has been a return to the FM streams. We'll head over to FM 26 when it's out. I don't know when that's going to be, but that's going to be quite fun. For now, though, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, please pop a like on it. These streams tend to struggle, but they tend to be quite fun to do as well. So if you fancy, pop a like on it. Subscribe if you're not yet. That's always absolutely wonderful. Or become a channel member. That's beautiful of you as well. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed. I will see you later. Toodaloo.